All right, peace and blessings, everybody. This is Brother Yusuf. I'm back with another video. Um, in this video here, we're going to talk about Lucifer, Satan, and the devil. This is a video that I've been getting a lot of requests on. People been asking me to talk on Lucifer. So I had to come to the whiteboard, to really break it down for you guys. Excuse my writing. I'm a sloppy writer. You know, it's like Bobby Hemmett said. Don't ask me how to spell. Uh, but I'm a sloppy writer and I have a habit of writing small. So I hope you guys can read it. If not, then we'll get to it. But in this video here, we're going to talk about Lucifer, Satan, and the devil, and what are the differences between Lucifer, Satan, and the devil. Because a lot of people they read a little bit up on Satanism, but Lucifer, the truth about Lucifer is very hard to find. So I'm getting a lot of emails and requests for this video, so I'm gonna finally do it, and hopefully you guys can learn something from this video. And let me start out the video by saying this. I got another email that was asking about Satan, and someone said, "Well, I thought Satan was melanin," and I'm like, "Yeah, Satan is melanin. It all depends on what level you're talking about it from, right?" So on one level, Satan is the enemy of Christians, right? And he's here to put all the Christians in hell, right? That's from one level. But on another level, Satan is something else to a Satanist. And on an energetic level, Satan could be connected to melanin. Well, it's the same thing with Lucifer. Lucifer has different levels that you can look at Lucifer from, all right? So we're going to talk about the level that matters in this third dimension of how they really operate down here in this physical world we live in, this third dimensional world we live in, what Satan, Lucifer, and the devil really is, okay? We're going to talk about it from that level. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be some people that has different understandings of what Lucifer, Satan, and the devil is, and that's fine. This video is not I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody in this video. I'm just giving you guys some information. And if you take my advice and you research the information for yourself, you might learn something. You might find something, And if you disagree, I have no problem with people who disagree. That's fine. Because this is a very touchy subject, and a lot of people who don't know a lot of this information would disagree. But I understand what that is, so that's okay. So I want you to understand that you just may be understanding Lucifer or Satan from a different level, right? I've studied Lucifer on the highest levels and Satan on the highest levels. And we're going to talk about what they really are in this world, okay? And also, I want you guys to understand, I'm not a believer in good and evil. I believe in right and wrong. And I believe right and wrong has to do with the laws that the Creator and the God set up for this realm that we live in. I believe in doing right by the laws, respecting the laws of the universe, right? But I don't believe in calling something good and evil, because good and evil is a perspective. It's all perspective. It's all about what you believe it is, what you think it is. So just because I may say something about Satan doesn't mean I'm saying he's evil. Now, Satan can be evil on a certain level if that's what you believe, right? And so can Lucifer. Lucifer can be evil on a certain level if that's what you believe. But it's all perspective. It's all perspective. Now, in certain videos, you guys may see me call something evil. Well, I'm only saying that to help you guys understand how bad something can be, right? Or how wrong something can be, okay? So once again, I'm not a believer in good and evil. I believe in just living life, and I believe that good and evil is perspective, okay? There's a lot of things that Muslims believe that are evil, and a lot of things that Christians believe are evil. And you know what? They're both right. Because like the great Dr. Delbert Blair said, which I had the pleasure of meeting in 2012, he told me directly to my face, he said, there's no such thing as truth. And he said that in many videos. There's no such thing as truth until you decide what the truth is. And that's just the truth. That's just what it is. So to start this video out, we're going to jump right into the good part. We're going to get into Lucifer, okay? Now, the first thing I want you guys to understand about Lucifer is that Lucifer is connected to a planet called Venus, okay? And Venus was considered and called planet Lucifer in back in the day. It was called planet Lucifer, okay? So I want you guys to understand that the planet Venus is also called the son of the morning, just like Lucifer, okay? The planet Venus is also called the son of the morning. But you need to understand, we're not talking about the S-O-N, we're talking about the S-U-N, the son of the morning, right? Because it is the first light you see in the morning. Even before the sun rises, you see the planet Venus, right? It's the brightest thing out there first thing in the morning, right? So they call Venus the son of the morning. Well, Lucifer just happened to have the same name. That's because the planet Venus is from the lineage of Lucifer, right? And also, like I said, back in history, planet Venus was called planet Lucifer. So this is very important for you guys to understand, just to give you guys a basic level of where to start researching about Lucifer. So that's the beginning of what of really of what we're talking about here. And Lucifer was also worshipped as a god back in ancient histories. So Lucifer is an entity of light. Okay, his name means light bearer, right? Even though that's not his or her real name, Lucifer. And you're gonna hear me say he a lot in this video because I don't want to lose you guys. But the truth of the matter is Lucifer is actually feminine. Lucifer is more of a female energy. Lucifer is not a woman, okay? But those who really know the secrets about Lucifer, they know Lucifer is a feminine energy. It is a feminine entity, okay? So what I'm saying is if you ever were able to see Lucifer face to face, Lucifer will look more like a woman, but Lucifer is not a woman, okay? Lucifer is a feminine energy, all right? And also Lucifer is what you call an ultraviolet. Now I've heard different people mention this in different videos. And I was like, wow, they really know what they're talking about. Lucifer is what you call an ultraviolet. Ultra means beyond, okay? Beyond the spectrum of light. Anybody who studies and research ultraviolet light knows that ultraviolet light connects to dark light or black light, right? In so many ways. And ultraviolet light can be penetrate through it's so powerful, it can penetrate through all forms of light and the darkness. So the highest spectrum of light that we have on this planet that we can see or that we can sense is ultraviolet light. But then again, you can't see ultraviolet light with your eyes. The closest thing you get to is like a purple or a bluish energy. Okay, so ultraviolet light is the higher spectrum of light we have. So that's the higher spectrum of light that we can perceive or we can say, that's what Lucifer lines up with. Lucifer is like the beginning of light on a certain level. Her job is to push knowledge and potential in the realms that Lucifer deals with, because Lucifer also relates to knowledge and potential. Remember, in metaphysics, light also represents knowledge. Okay, for all you 5%ers out there, light also represents knowledge and potential. So Lucifer is beyond the 8th dimension. And the reason why I say beyond the 8th dimension is because for those of you who understand dimensions, you know that once you get beyond the 8th dimension, you kind of do what they call breaking quarantine. Okay, you break the quarantine. And what I mean by that is there's a quarantine put around this planet eons ago, a long time ago, where basically they wanted to trap humanity here and make sure no outside interference comes in so that we can evolve the way we were supposed to evolve, right? And Lucifer had a lot to do with that. And of course, they tell a story in the Bible with Adam and Eve, how the serpent basically gave Adam and Eve a secret, which was called, hey, you need to eat from this tree of knowledge, right? Once again, Lucifer, the tree of knowledge. Lucifer represents knowledge. The tree of knowledge of good and evil, right? Because once you really get into that tree and you study both sides of the tree, you study the tree of knowledge and good and evil and the tree of life, you understand a big secret. There is no good and evil. And that's why I don't believe in good and evil. Because even in Kabbalah, if you study the Sephirah of Gabriel, the 5th Sephirah, which is where evil comes out of, they call God has something he calls a necessary evil, which means the evil that God allows. When you study deeper into that, you understand that it's really not evil. It's all a test. Anything that you think is evil in your life is really something that's just testing you, right? It's just something that's testing you. And once you pass that test, that evil disappears. The so-called evil disappears. But it's a test. And what you're going to get into about Satan is really here to test you because he's an adversary against a certain level of gods. He's an adversary that wants to keep you down, all right? So what they did was they took the Luciferian energy and they flipped it and made it evil, right? But to be honest with you, Lucifer is not really evil on its truest level. Now you do have some people that deal with Luciferianism that you can call evil, right? You can call them evil because they mix a little bit of satanic energy with the Luciferianism. We'll get into that later. So Lucifer is an ultraviolet. It's an ultraviolet angel. And Lucifer and Michael is actually twins. And Michael is the highest aspect of protection, the highest aspect of a warrior. And it's the most powerful being ever created, that the creator itself created to have dominion over and make sure everybody doing their job as far as what needs to be done. Lucifer is the highest aspect of light that the Creator created. Okay, Lucifer is the ultimate light being. We talk about light bodies and solar bodies and stuff like that. Well, Lucifer is the ultimate light being. And Lucifer's job is to make sure knowledge and potential is being pushed around the universe or the omniverse. And Lucifer has a lot to do with what you call the Galactic Council. For those who understand the Galactic Council, Lucifer is a part of the Galactic Council, which wants to help man and free man. So Lucifer is beyond the eighth dimension. Lucifer is the entity that is birthed or started way beyond what you can imagine, way beyond what you can imagine. And we know that angels, which Lucifer is, you have archangels and then you have different aspects of angels. There's no angel above, archangel above, what you call Michael. Michael is the most powerful archangel there is. But Lucifer is not an archangel. Lucifer is a ultraviolet angel. It is the highest aspect of light. So Lucifer in the flame, Lucifer represents the light of the flame. Michael represents the fire of the flame. Okay? So if you want to talk about the first light that ever was created. So once again, Lucifer is the ultraviolet, the highest spectrum of light there is in the universe. And Lucifer is beyond eighth dimensional, beyond the illusion. And 8 dimensions and down, I don't care how beautiful heaven is, when you die, you're still in an illusion. You're not even in the real spiritual world. The real spiritual world starts beyond the 8th dimension. That is where your soul really comes from. That is where your soul is. And the Archangel Michael, Lucifer, and your soul all comes from the same place. All comes from the same place, which is from the Creator. The energy of that comes from the Creator. Your spiritual parents take the energy of the soul, the gods, and they form your soul. They form your soul on the higher dimensions, and they give your soul a name and a body. But the true aspect of who you are comes directly from the source, which is the Creator. And this is what Lucifer pushes for. Lucifer pushes for you to have knowledge and potential. It wants you to break free of the satanic hold and wants you to push for knowledge and potential. The Satanists want to trap you. Okay? So that's what Lucifer is. Lucifer's energy is a female. And what you need to understand is that angels are angles. Okay, you have different angles, 90-degree angles, 30-degree angles. Or like I said, the most popular 90-degree angle. Well, angles are also angels. So a certain angle of light will create a certain angel, right? So Lucifer is the highest angle there is. The highest angle of light is Lucifer. And also Michael. So this is what Lucifer really is. Lucifer is an ultraviolet angel. An angel that's on such a high spectrum of light and knowledge and beauty, right? That a lot of people don't understand Lucifer, and this is one of the biggest secrets in the world. They want to hide from you, and they want to make this entity evil, and Lucifer is not evil at all. Lucifer is an entity that is a real entity, and she wants to give you knowledge and potential. And this goes into the tree of knowledge and good and evil, or what they call Da'ath, right? The tree of knowledge and good and evil can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. But if you know how to use it, then it's not dangerous. It's not dangerous at all. It's something I recommend people get into. So that's what that is. That's what Lucifer, and Lucifer came to free man. Lucifer is the one that came to free man from the hold of the demigods. All right? Try to give man the truth. So they lie to you in the Bible when they tell you that Satan came and tried to do such, and such. All right, Lucifer never fell from heaven. That's not true. Lucifer is still up in the higher dimensions doing what he wants to do, passing out knowledge, and he's something that you strive for on another level. Lucifer represents knowledge and potential. He's something that you strive for. You strive towards knowledge and potential. And that's what a Luciferian is. A true Luciferian is one that strives towards knowledge and potential. Okay? It's not something that's evil. Okay? So Lucifer is not Satan, which is what we're going to go into next. Satan is what you call an extraterrestrial, fourth dimensional entity. Now, on one level, yes, Satan can be melanin. That's on a chemical level, right? An energetic level. And that's the truth, right? Satan is melanin on that level. But on another level, and on a level that matters in the third dimension, Satan is an extraterrestrial. Yes, if you're a metaphysician and you're spiritual, you don't believe in aliens, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But they're real, okay? They're really real, and there's different types of aliens and extraterrestrials. One of those groups are a Draconian and Anunnaki force. That's right. that wants to, that came, because the demigods are the ones that came. They actually wanted to they wanted to make you a slave at first. Eventually, they wanted you to evolve, but they wanted to make you only a slave. And man broke free from that slavery with the help of Lucifer. Okay, and also um now man is seeking towards enlightenment. He's pushing towards enlightenment. He wants to be enlightened. He wants knowledge and potential. That's really what you're striving for. You just don't know it. So, um, Satan is an adversary. It's not a person. All right. I made that clear in one of my other videos, called Satan in the Fourth Dimensional or something like that. I did a video on. Satan is a title. It's not a person. On one level, Satan is a person because that's what people believe, and that's fine. But Satan is not a person. It's a title that you achieve. All Satanists are trying to become Satan. Okay. Satan is the ego. So they embrace their ego. They embrace their Satan. So this is why I call certain things satanic, because I'm just telling you guys the truth. When I say the music industry, to a degree, I listen to music like everybody else, but there's certain levels of music that's satanic because it embraces the ego. You know, I got this, I got that, I got, and they talk about all the stuff they got, and they talking about building and helping you grow, helping you have your potential grow. That will go more towards Luciferianism. The Satanists always talk about the jewelry they got, the women they got, the drugs they gonna do. That's all satanic music, right? I'm just being honest. And that stuff enslaves people's mind. You can't reach your knowledge and potential if your mind is being enslaved. And that's what the satanic energy seeks to do. It seeks to enslave the mind. And it wants to have you embrace your false self. And what do I mean by the false self, which is also the ego? It is the part of you that thinks is real. Like brother Bobby said, it's the part of you that thinks is real, and that's a true statement. The ego is the part of you that thinks is real. So whatever name you were born with, if your name is Johnny, whatever, that part of you thinks that it's a real person, and it's not. It's an illusion. The real you is your soul. Your soul is what you need to embrace, and when you start to embrace your soul, that's when your knowledge and potential goes up higher. Now, the reason why I call Lucifer a female is because as you go up higher in dimensions, there's androgyny that happens, okay? But the highest aspect of energy is always feminine. That's just the truth. The most powerful aspect of energy is always feminine, because as you go higher, it gets darker. And darker is simply meaning the hidden. Doesn't mean black or evil. It means hidden. So it's the hidden aspect. That's where Lucifer comes from. Lucifer is the hidden light. Or some people even call him the hidden Christ, right? That's a whole nother story. So down here in the lower levels, we have separation. We have male and female, right? But that's not your true self. Your true self is more than that. And as you go up into a higher dimension, you can choose whether or not you want to be male or female. There's androgyny that happens on higher levels, where men and women is actually one being. And as you go up higher, it becomes more feminine, okay? Michael, in his true form, it looks more masculine. So he's the highest aspect of masculinity when as far as separation goes. So yes. So I want you guys to really get this in your head that Satan and Lucifer is not the same. Satan is an adversary. So your true enemy in this world is yourself first, right? You're an enemy against yourself. Once you embrace your ego, you start to be an enemy against your own self. But this ego fights against the spirit. It doesn't want you to be spiritual. And this ego enslaves you. It wants to keep you human so you can't develop your powers and your knowledge or potential. That's what Lucifer represents and Satan represents the other. So Satan is a fourth dimensional energy. It's not really that high. That's why they want to keep you enslaved, because if you ever woke up to your true self, you will find out that you're more powerful than they are. And they don't want you to know that. Because all they can do is go to the fourth dimensional energy, right? Because they're adversaries. They fell from heaven. These angels that broke away from the Galactic Council and broke away from the Anunnaki order, right? They broke away from that, and those angels fell. Those angels of light fell. These are the fallen angels right here. And they want you to embrace your lower self, so you can't have knowledge and potential. Now, there's a very good author named Michael Ford. I like his writings. I like his books. He has a lot of good books on Luciferianism, okay? His name is Michael Ford. Michael F. Ford. I believe it's F. Ford. But Michael Ford has a lot of Luciferian books that are good. You know, he has really good books. I enjoy his books. I have all of his books. But at the same time, he mixes in, his work is a little bit diluted because Michael Ford mixes satanic uh, schools of thought also with his Luciferian doctrine. Like I said, great book. I would love to meet Michael Ford one day and ask him some questions. But his idea of Luciferianism is not pure, in my own opinion. Okay, but I do recommend getting his books, Michael W. Ford, or Michael W. Ford or Michael F. Ford. I can't remember. But Michael Ford is the only writer who writes about that type of stuff. So, who has those type of books? I don't think there's anybody else named Michael Ford. So get his books if you can and study this stuff because I have all Michael Ford books and studying his Luciferian doctrine is pretty good. It gives you some good ideas on it, but at the same time, he mixes in the satanic energy. And so it's like diluted. So if you guys want to study Satanism, study this, study Luciferianism, study this stuff here, and also go read up on the Gnostics, okay? Read up on Gnosticism, right? And there's a certain level of Gnosticism called the Ophites. And the Ophites are Luciferians, okay? And that's all I'm gonna say about that, because a good teacher don't tell you everything. A good teacher tells you where to look, but don't tell you what to look for. Okay? So I want you guys to just give me some feedback on that when you start studying some of the Gnosticism and the Ophites. So that's what Satan is. Satan is the one that fell, or the ones that fell, and their adversaries. So as many adversaries as you have, those are the Satanists. Those are the lower entities. And so these two are not the same. You know, Satan deals with your ego, your lower self. Luciferianism, the true Luciferianism, deals with freeing man, freeing your mind, right? And also knowledge and potential, all right? So that's what Lucifer is. Now, the devil is not Satan or Lucifer either. The devil is an illusion, right? It represents itself in the physical third dimension. And the devil is any person that does devilish or deceivish things. That's what a devil is. Anybody could be a devil. I know there's a whole thing out there where people put devil on a certain race. If that's what people believe, that's their truth. But I'm telling you guys the truth about what the devil is. The devil is a mindset. A black man, Chinese man, white man, Indian man. Anybody could be a devil. Anybody could be a devil. And the devil is a mindset. Remember I told you guys in the last video, mind in Sanskrit means, man in Sanskrit means mind. So, the man or the mind mentality can relate to the devil. And also the energy that dwells deep in the devilish things is negative thought forms. I did a video on negative thought forms. The negative thought forms increases your devil mentality. Having too many negative thought forms, it feeds that negative energy. So the devil walks as a man, and the devil wants you to embrace your humanity, the lowest aspect of who you are. You don't want to embrace your humanity, because your humanity is the lowest aspect of who you are, and that's not what you want, okay? So this is something that needs to be understood. Lucifer represents your knowledge and your potential. Satan represents your ego and your false self, your human self. And the devil represents your humanity, the characteristics of your false self. That's what the devil is, okay? The devil is not a person. These three people are not the same. The Bible has deceived people. The Bible has lied to you, okay? And I got to cut this video short soon because last time I got to 30 minutes, it cut off. So this is actually my second attempt to do this video. So I want to explain this thing to you guys also. Now in Kabbalah, above the tree of life, you have something called Ein Sof, and Ein Sof These are the different dimensions above the tree of life, okay? Beyond what you call the eighth dimension. Now, Ein Sof is the energy that sustains the physical. This is where the demigods live, okay? This energy also stretches into the tree of life, and this energy makes the tree of life possible, all right? So it makes the tree of life possible. So the tree of life is dealing with the illusionary worlds, the illusion world, okay? This is what the tree of life deals with, the illusionary world. And the demigods live in this world, live in these 8 dimensions, the demigods. So the energy that sustains this physical world will be something that is called dark energy or dark matter. We hear about this stuff all the time. They talk about the hydrogen collider and all this stuff. Well, what they're really talking about is dark energy and dark matter, which is unknown energy and unknown matter. Always remember that when they talk about dark or black, they're talking about unknown. It doesn't mean evil or bad. That's a Christian mindset. On one level, it could mean could mean evil and bad if that's what you believe on that level. But on a higher level, what it truly is energy force, and the Egyptians called it Nu, N-U. The first primordial energy, that energy stretches back into the spiritual world. But as the most powerful energy in this physical world, this dark energy and dark matter, it is the fabric of the universe. Now you guys know why I named my business New Life Tools, NU. The primordial energy, the primordial knowledge that stretches all the way back to gaining your knowledge and potential. Okay, so Ein Sof is the next level up. Is the energy? Excuse me. Ein Sof is the energy that gives light and energy to the tree of life and the physical world that we live in, and the demigods live there. Okay, these are the children of the gods. The Ein Sof is the darkness of unity, the infinite, limitless light. This is the a higher aspect of light. This is where a lot of your angels are, a lot of your gods. Gabriel and Uriel and all these gods and angels live here. It is above all we know. So this is the highest form of thought that human beings can actually try to figure out to a degree. The Ein Sof, okay, which is the infinite limitless light. This is what most people seek towards in dealing with the right hand path. They seek to get back to that aspect of the Creator, which is the infinite light. And this is the darkness that is equal to the light. So a lot of left hand path people seek to get here too, because darkness and light is actually the same thing. And darkness is light that you just can't see. That's all it is. It's light that your physical eyes can't see. Your third eye has to pick up this type of energy. So darkness is not bad. It's just, this is why I say the left-hand path is not bad. It's all perspective. It's not evil. It's all perspective. Darkness represents something you can't understand or something you don't see. Okay, so it looks bad because we don't understand it. So the Ein Sof is the unity. This is where you get androgynous beings combining together, and also where you can also start to separate the androgyny, male and female, in Ein Sof, the light and the darkness mixing together. Now, or the light and the darkness first separating itself. But a lot of elder gods live in Ein Sof, which is the second level up, and a lot of the angels live there. Now, then we have the Ein, which is the nothingness, the prime cause of everything, the unknowable. This man can't understand. This is where the Creator lives. Okay, the Ein, it is the highest aspect. It is darkness. Okay, once again, remember, darkness means what you don't know and what you can't see. This is what the Ein is. Ein is darkness. This is where the Creator lives. This is where Lucifer and Michael generate their energy from. The first prime cause. This is why they're so powerful. They come from a higher order of angels and a higher order of everything. Lucifer and Michael come from this level of energy. They come directly from the source. This is where the source lives. This is something you cannot perceive as a human being. I don't care how metaphysical you become. If you're good, you can perceive the Ein Sof. You could definitely perceive the Ein Sof, but you can't perceive the Ein, which is the nothingness, the prime cause, the unknowable, right? You have to be in a whole nother type of body to do that. So I want you guys to understand that this is the highest form of energy, the darkness, right? The darkness, the unknowable, right? And this is where the Creator lives. You can't put an idea on the Creator. You can't say what the Creator is. Your brain doesn't have the right capacity to even understand the Creator. You can just feel the Creator. And how can you feel the Creator? Love. Love allows you to feel the Creator. Okay, that's the energy that comes from this realm. Love. Love comes all the way from this realm here, down into the physical world. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to understand. So I don't want to be on here too much longer. I just want you guys to really understand Lucifer, Satan, the devil, 3 different entities. And this is basic, y'all. I can go deeper into Lucifer, Satanism, and the devil, but I want to give you guys an overall basic understanding first of what Lucifer is. And you guys can do the research for yourself. Lucifer is an ultra angel, an ultraviolet angel, which is the highest spectrum of light there is, or the highest angle of light. Lucifer is an angel. And Lucifer and Michael comes from that same source, okay? Satan is an adversary, many adversaries, not one person. And they all work to keep us trapped here, to enslave us, enslave our mind. And the devil walks as a man. It wants to keep you in your humanity. So the devil and Satan, they work together to keep you away from this knowledge and your potential. This is what we all should be striving for, our knowledge and our potential. All right? So until next time, I hope you guys really, I hope this really helps you guys. And I hope I was able to bring some knowledge and understanding to you guys on what this stuff is. It's not bad. Study it and you'll see for yourself. It's all a perspective, okay? And I hope that people can really take the information I gave and do some research for themselves. I don't believe in giving people too much stuff. I believe in letting them study. But remember, I told you guys to study the Gnosticism, okay? And I recommend getting some of Michael Ford books and understanding what he's talking about so you can get some aspect of what this stuff is really about. All right? So, yes, I hope that helps, guys. I won't be doing this too much, but unless people want it. But I just wanted to get on here and give you guys an overall understanding of that. So until next time, I hope you guys enjoy your day. Peace.